I'm Angella Sharpe, and welcome to the Daily Mix. You know, it's a good time to be a sports fan here in St. Louis. As of today, Monday, the Cardinals are 1.5 games out of first, and I don't know if you know this or not, but my St. Louis Blues defeated the Wild on Saturday for round one of the Stanley Cup playoffs, which means they're on to round two. They'll be taking on the Nashville Predators. This is the first time the Western Conference foes will have faced each other in a postseason, and it's going to be a hard-fought season. Now, the Blues have home ice advantage, which means we kick things off Wednesday night at the Scott Trade Center, or Wednesday, Friday at the Scott Trade Center, and then the show goes on the road to Nashville. And what makes this even more fun, if you ask me, is that Nashville is a really awesome, fun town to go visit, and it's a short drive from St. Louis, about 4 hours if you're me driving there. So you can go down there really quickly and see a game if you want to. And they start their game series there on Sunday, which means it's a perfect time. Drive down there Saturday night, stay, come home Sunday night if you wanted to. I'm just saying it's going to be an awesome series. And of course, the Blues are going to become victorious, right? The NCAA has announced its site selections for nearly all of its championships between 2018 and 2022. And 13 of those events have been awarded to St. Louis. In 2020, the first and second round games of the March Madness tournament will be held at the Scott Trade Center and hosted by the Missouri Valley Conference. Also in 2020, Lindenwood University will host the Division II Spring Festival, which includes men and women's golf, women's lacrosse, women's softball, and men and women's tennis. Division III men and women's tennis championships will be held at the Dwight Davis Memorial Tennis Center. In 2021, St. Louis will host the Division I Wrestling Championship at the Scott Trade Center and the Division III Women's Volleyball Championship at Washington University Fieldhouse. 2020 brings the Division II Wrestling Championships to the Chaffetz Arena and the Division II Women's Lacrosse Championships to Lindenwood University. I know that was a lot of information. You can read more about the announcement on the St. Louis Sports Commissioner's website at stlsports.org, but it's a pretty cool thing for St. Louis. It's pretty exciting. And later on in the show, I have an awesome artist. Her name is Lindsay Wanner, and she is here. I don't know if you can see these artworks here to my left, but they're made out of something very, very special. So we're going to show those to you a little bit later on and tell you what's coming up with her. Now let's get started on today's Daily Mix. Tram rides to the top of the Gateway Arch are back. The rides returned with a soft opening last week after being closed since late November as part of the Arch Grounds renovations. Now, currently only one tram, the South Tram, is operating. The North Tram is expected to be back up in business in mid-May. Now, of course, tickets for that you can buy to the Journey to the Top are available online, gatewayarch.com, or by calling 877-982-1410. I was just thinking, it's been a while since I've been to the top of the arch. Might want to check that out again. Registration is now open for the 2017 St. Louis Urban Garden Symposium. The symposium will feature a series of 40-minute workshops led by experts in their respective fields. Gardeners of all skill levels will learn how to plan, plant, and care for a neighborhood or home garden. Workshops will cover keys to successful gardening, sustainable gardening, beneficial gardening, and trees and shrubs. The symposium will take place on Saturday, June 3rd at Brightside, St. Louis, the demonstration garden on Shenandoah Avenue. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. and the workshop begins at 9. Space is limited, so to register and for more information, brightsidestl.org. Also happening that Saturday nearby the Missouri Botanical Garden is the 16th annual Green Homes Festival. You can help your family live green by taking part in this hands-on day-long festival. You can learn more about home improvements and healthy homes and how to live a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. The festival will feature local foods and spirits, and of course, children can enjoy activities such as recycled art projects, solar model cars, and solar oven, and make some s'mores and some fun stuff like that. The festival is hosted by Earthway Center and takes place Saturday, June 3rd from 9 till 4. For more information, visit mobot.org. Now, the first two graduates of the Workforce High School received their diplomas and a special ceremony in the office of Mayor Saleh. St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment participated with the St. Louis Public Schools to create the 24-hour high school in an effort to boost graduation rates. The school offers young adults 24/7 access to education mentorships, financial empowerment, and just holistic case management services that they need to complete their high school education. They could become successful in life. Now, the cameras were there for their inaugural graduation, and you can watch it on STL TV's YouTube page. To learn more about this unique high school, visit stlworks.com. The second annual Tennessee Williams Festival, St. Louis, returns in May to celebrate the world-renowned playwright. The festival pays homage to Williams through his artistic and educational events, as well as theatrical productions that celebrate his art and influence. Tennessee Williams Tribute, The Magic of the Other, features stories, sings, songs, and poetry as interpreted by special guests, and highlights include the Small Craft Warnings, Bertha in Paradise, and Will Mr. Merriweather Return from Memphis, just to name a few. The festival runs May 3rd through 7th in venues across the Grand Center Theater District. Check them out on Facebook for updates and announcements, or visit them on twstl.org for more information. The 22nd annual St. Louis Microfest will be taking place the first weekend in May. Now, this two-day event is rain or shine, and there are 3 sessions to choose from. The event features live music during every session and over 600 beers to sample from. 600, that's a whole lot. There's also going to be food, silent auction, live breweries, and chef demonstrations. Of course, there's going to be a micro run. Now, that's a 2-mile run through Forest Park. That way you can burn off some of those calories before you partake in all the festivities. It's going to be quite awesome. And it's also for a good cause. Profits from the festival go toward funding Lift for Life Gym. Microfest takes place May 5th and 6th in the Lower Muni parking lot in Forest Park. For information, visit them on Facebook or at stlmicrofest.org. And the fun doesn't stop there. Cinco de Mayo, a Cherokee Street Festival, also returns next week. The festival, which is managed by Cherokee Street Development League, draws over 50,000 people to celebrate the rich multicultural community with the Cherokee Street neighborhood. There will be a variety of free kid and family-friendly activities, including arts and crafts, sports, bounce houses, water games, face painting, chess, performing artists. I mean, it just goes on and on. Fortune telling, I'm into that. And of course, there will be authentic food, drinks, music, and entertainment. The festival takes place Saturday, May 6th from 11 to 10 on Cherokee Street between Nebraska and Jefferson. You can learn more about this annual tradition by following them on Facebook or by visiting CincoDeMayoSTL.com. Now, the first phase of a $13 million expansion of Grants Trail, also known as Gravois Greenway, is set to begin later this year and is expected to be completed the next spring. Now, the first phase will include new restrooms, benches, landscaping, and a play structure, and an extension of the current endpoint. The second phase of the project will begin in 2018 and will extend the trail an additional 2 miles, connecting with River de Pere Greenway. Now, once the entire project is complete, 3 greenways, Gravois, River de Pere, and Mississippi, will all be linked, giving visitors 21 nonstop miles to explore, which is awesome. That's a trail I like to kind of jog. I don't do anywhere near 21 miles, but it's pretty cool that they've expanded it so much. Bikers are going to love it. For more information about the project, visit greatriversgreenway.org. Now, the City of St. Louis Street Department has begun installing new LED streetlights along major corridors throughout the city. The new lights will provide more uniform lighting distribution, eliminating dark areas on the roadway. Now this is between the poles and improving nighttime visibility and safety. The city secured a $1 million loan through the Energy Loan Program to purchase and replace nearly 5,000 light fixtures. The estimated savings from using the high-efficiency LEDs is expected to produce more than $150,000 a year, allowing a city to pay back the loan in less than 8 years. It's good news right there. The Let's Move Your Body Flash Mob is returning for the third year in a row. Let's Move is an initiative by former First Lady Michelle Obama to reduce childhood obesity and encourage a healthy lifestyle in children. The Let's Move Flash Mob, organized in 2014 in St. Louis in collaboration with the St. Louis Public Schools. Let's Move STL and Healthy Schools, Healthy Communities. The goal is to ignite excitement about simple, healthy activities like dancing. You can learn the dance move, which you're seeing right now on your screen, by watching the official Let's Move Your Body music video with Beyonce on YouTube. The 2017 Let's Move Flash Mob is scheduled for Friday, May 5th at 9:45 a.m. at Ballpark Village. I didn't think we were supposed to tell people when flash mobs were happening, but that's when it's happening, so you can totally check it out or join up. And 50 of St. Louis public school sites. Everyone, of course, is welcome to participate, and if you want more information, you can contact Lene by emailing margaret.white@slps.org or calling 314-345-4403. Now this weekend, tennis legend Jimmy Connors was introduced into the St. Louis Tennis Hall of Fame. Connors grew up in East St. Louis and later Belleville. Connors has said that playing in St. Louis National Guard, Army R, or the AAA club was an important part of his development as a player. His career spanned 3 decades where he dominated his sport with a historic 160 consecutive weeks at number 1, 109 men's single titles, and 8 Grand Slams. You can find out what Connors' thoughts are these days on the sport that made him famous in a great article in St. Louis Magazine. To learn more about his induction, visit stltennishall.org. Now the wait is finally over. City Arch River has announced the opening date for the newly renovated downtown Keener Plaza. Some of the new features include more than 140 new trees to provide a relaxing park setting, the courthouse lawn, which can now hold more than 2,000 people for concerts, events, and playgrounds, a splash pad and ample seating, tables and benches. There are also improved places for you could walk across the street, as well as improved lighting across the park. And of course, that iconic Running Man statue has returned with new fountain and LED lighting. A ribbon cutting ceremony will be held on May 19th at noon, and of course, the community is invited to come enjoy live music, food trucks during the lunchtime, and of course, the opening of the park. The next day, Saturday, May 20th, there'll be a free community celebration from 11 to 6 that will include live music, food and drink vendors, of course, kid activities, and get this, appearances by Fredbird and Team Fredbird, and so much more. You can find out more by the grand opening by checking out City Archway, City Arch River, archriver.org. So definitely check that out. Now, it's my part of my show where, look, magically, I have a guest here. This is Lindsay. She is an artist, and we were talking about some of the artwork she's got next to her, but before we get to that, how did you get started?
It's actually kind of crazy how it happened. I have a really boring day job, and I sit in an office from 8 to 5 every day, and I just started drawing in a sketchbook on the side, and people were ordering drawings from me, and it's just kind of evolved from there.
Kind of snowballed from there. Now, what you've got the newest piece, which is right behind you, which I really like. Now, this is really unique because it's made out of vinyl records. So we've got Elvis and we've got Prince here. You've done a few other ones too, but what made you get started with the vinyl pieces?
Ever since I started drawing, I just kind of wanted to do something bigger and better. So I use different materials like sports equipment or music instruments, stuff like that, and people will donate them to me. So someone gave me this huge crate of vinyl records, and I'm like, I have to do something really fun with this. And that's where Prince came. He was my first.
Oh, Prince was the first in the vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Which we really like. And are those CDs underneath his eyeballs there?
Yeah, I wanted to add a little element of shine and shimmer, so I put CDs as the highlights.
Which is really cool. I mean, were you had this set of materials and you're like, what can I do with it? I can make some people?
Yeah, it's all about like upcycling. Not really everybody knows what that is, but just using something that would have been otherwise thrown away to make something really cool out of it.
And I hear these vinyl pieces are very popular. People are ordering these from you.
Oh yeah, it started with Prince, and now everybody, people have their singer that they love. So they're like, I want Frank Sinatra, I want Kid Rock.
Eric Church.
Yeah.
So then people kind of started ordering those for you. But I met you at an event for Backstoppers at the Guns N' Hoses competition, and there you did a flag piece with the blue line and the red line, right?
So I have sports music and Americana. The Americana includes like fire hose American flags, thin blue line flags that have like sheriff's badges as the stars. I just try to put something unique in it that you don't really see in stores.
Kind of mix it up a little bit. And those pieces, we're showing them right now on the screen. And you also did, like you mentioned, some sports. So you've done flags with baseball bats, which is kind of neat. Like, you just have a whole bunch of bats and you're like, what can I do with these?
That was my very first piece that was made out of materials other than pencil. And I couldn't have done it without my husband's help. He's a construction worker. So he helped me cut all the wood and cut all the bats and balls, and we just put it together and had no idea how it would turn out. And it's been my bestseller by far.
People love that kind of stuff. So if you were going to give advice to someone who maybe thinks they have some talent, I have none, so it's not me. But like if somebody thinks they have some talent and they're very artistic in that way, what would you suggest they start doing in order to kind of improve themselves?
Anything, just get into it. I actually work during the day. Like I said, I have 3 kids, so I could easily say I don't have time for this, but I just make time, and now I get excited to get off of work so I can go do what I actually want to do.
Which you actually love to do, right? Mm-hmm. Now, we talked about some of the sports memorabilia, and off air earlier we were talking about you're getting one of those pieces signed. So tell us about that.
So not everybody's a baseball fan, so I knew I had to make some other sports pieces, and I used hockey sticks to make Tarasenko's number 91, and he's autographing it, and it will be for sale soon.
Which is really exciting. What is that like for you as an artist to have your work autographed by the person that you kind of modeled it after?
This is very new for me, but I like where it's headed. So, there's just so many possibilities, and I can't stop. I won't stop. So.
Well, that's good. You should never stop. And Tarasenko, being one of the best players on the St. Louis Blues right now, has to kind of make you feel really good about yourself that he's going to go ahead and put his signature on that.
Yeah, that, and people are really passionate about sports and music. So I think with these themes, there's people that they just have to have it, and I think that's cool.
That's very cool, and you're also, people can commission you to make something. So if it's not necessarily on your website or on your Instagram, and they're like, I really want somebody made out of something, they could probably throw that at you, and you can figure out how to do it.
Absolutely. I take commissioned orders. I take donations of materials. And
that's kind of probably something we should talk about then. So if you've got a bunch of stuff sitting around your house and you don't know what to do with it, you might be willing to take it and make it into something.
Yeah, like I think this summer I'm going to make a portrait of Ozzie Smith out of baseball gloves. I'm going to do a portrait of Michael Jordan out of basketballs. So I could pretty much work with anything.
So anything you have that you maybe want to get rid of, you can contact Lindsay about that. How can somebody find out more about you, more about your work, or how they could donate some materials?
On my website, lindsaywanner.com, I have the products that I have available. You can message me about a commissioned order or to make a donation, or if you have a fundraiser that you want a piece that I can donate to you so that you can raise money for your auction, I can also do that.
Yeah, we should talk about that. You just mentioned that you're donating a piece to the St. Louis Zoo.
Yes, this summer they're having a black tie event, and it's to raise money for endangered species locally and across the world, and I'm donating a baseball flag. It's my biggest donation ever. I'm really excited about it, though, because it's such a good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. So, sometimes it's really key for you to give back while you continue your artwork, right?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, well, that's great. Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure you check her out Again, tell them one more time where they can find you.
LindsayWanner.com. I'm on Facebook at St. Louis Artist or Instagram at STL Artist.
Awesome. And thank you, Lindsay. And of course, you can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram. You can always drop us a line right here at the Daily Mix at stltv.net. We want to hear for you. Now that's going to do it for the Daily Mix, but keep it right here on STL TV and experience St. Louis.